Survivors now move into the final phase, the show jumping, under very difficult windy conditions. The competition still very close. There are international, Australian and New Zealand riders all in with a winning chance. This is Craig Barrett from New South Wales on Abdul. And penalties at the first.
It's Craig, a young fellow, only 19 years old. This warm blood stallion has already got some years now, and really Craig has gone out yesterday and proved a great many of his guys as well. He was lucky there. Being warm blood, a lot of people believed he wouldn't have endurance to last yesterday. Albeit it was a flat course, he came round in the fastest time of any of the other Australian horses, I believe.
He was placed 30th after the dressage test and emerged, touched the fifth deck, emerged from the very grueling cross-country effort in fifth position. Marvellous effort, really. Lining up for the treble.
Tremendous pressure on the last two.
Rail down.
These fences these rails are on very, very shallow cuts, and you have to breathe on them when they fall down, and that's why we're seeing so few clear runs. He made a bit of a mistake there. He went for a long stride and leant forward and prayed, and Abdul said, just a minute, I'm going to put it on.
Faultless round so far by Andrew Hoy and Kiwi.
A lovely rider, and he spent a long time in England. He had a pretty rough start when he bought his little horse Davy over. But it culminated in him winning Burley, but that was a few years back now, and in his own admission he said that was more innocence than anything else.
Here's the double at the last. Clear, well inside the time. Clear round for Kiwi and Andrew Hoy. This is Heath Ryan and Sterling Goshawk.
Well, what can you say about this guy? He's been the mentor of two of our other top 10 riders, Craig Barrett and Gordon Bishop. They're both located at the centre where Heath trains them. He gave up the ride on Abdul. He's the one that's campaigned Abdul in the past and done very well with him, to the 19-year-old Craig Barrett. This horse is 6 years old, and here it is at a 2-star, 3-day event. It was racing a little over 18 months ago. That's a sensational rise. He was last horse to go yesterday. He'd ridden one horse and been eliminated on it earlier in the day. The field had been largely decimated, and he came out and absolutely scorched and ran the course on this young horse.
8th after the dressage, 4th after the cross-country. One rail down so far at the second here in the show jumping.
He's the sort of guy, Heath, that when you think he's down, you better run over him with a Mack truck, because he's going to get up again. And just when you think it's over, Heath will do something special, and that's what he did yesterday.
Three jumps to go, 3 rails down. Oh, the 10th stayed there.
Desperately lucky.
One down at 11.
My goodness, there's a change in the placing.
4 down, that's 20 penalty points. A lot more expensive than he would have liked.
Expect for the last.
Yes, he'll be disappointed with that, Heath.
And time penalties as well.
5.
This is Werribee Bold John, and we're expecting a bold performance with Sally Thompson in the saddle from Queensland.
Yes, this is one of the Queensland team horses. And Ron Garrett, the team manager, said to me that he really expected her to be in the Australian team. That was not to be. It was an interesting story about this horse. He had 8 owners before Sally got him. So obviously there are very few people who thought he had much talent. He was never own-placed in junior competition in 3-day events. This is only his 2nd senior 3-day event. And he did a lovely round yesterday to really put her in contention.
Climbed from 13th after the dressage test to 3rd coming into the show jumping here. Clear at the halfway point over the fence at 6. Coming round, lining up for the treble.
Now there's a very beautiful testing treble. Comes nicely over A, meets the stride beautifully for B and C.
Very carefully out of that treble. He's travelling very nicely.
Really concentrating.
Riding very accurately as well. Just see the horse is a little bit stiff in the way he's travelling between fences. He's not responding quite as well to the aids as he would had he not completed the cross-country course yesterday.
Awkward test coming up here, 10 and 11.
Will she ride it in 4 long ones or 5 short ones?
Railed out.
Railed out. Let's open the gap up just a little bit. And
at the 11th. Oh, bad luck. 10 penalty points thus far. Here comes the double to the finish. 10 penalty points, but there'll be some time penalties as well. 1¼ time penalty points, so 11¼ penalties there. Just 2 competitors to go now in the show jumping, including this man, Ian Stark, on Foxy 5 from Scotland, to be followed, of course, by Andrew Scott from New Zealand on T. But the leader at this stage, young Sally Thompson from Queensland on Yarrowin Bowl John with 105 penalty points.
This is a young horse that Ian's got here, 8 years old, by the same sire as his Los Angeles Olympic horse, Oxford Blue. The sire's name, Kajirama. A terrific ride yesterday. He was nearly in tears when he finished the cross country because he was really worried. The horse's only other 3-day event being in Germany in July, he had 7 fences done. But he had slightly strained his back. Ian felt across country. Now, is he going to do the same thing again?
2 rails down so far, 1 at 3, 1 at 4.
You've only got to touch these horses and they fall straight out of their shallow cups. Could be a fight to keep this horse even half clean over this course. It's big. Conditions aren't too good, it's raining now. Ian will be used to that. He comes from Scotland and they have even more rain there than England. Now one down there at the treble.
15 penalty points thus far. It's getting to be expensive.
Second placing.
He's starting to dive for it a little bit now. He's a horse that has a very powerful stride, I think he will have in the future, but he's still quite weak in his back. And he's done his all to produce a beautiful dressage the first day, and a magnificent cross-country, and it will only be to Ian's sadness that he can't keep up the performance, but what a horse for the future.
Make sure number 10 checks back. One check back to 2 months. No, he knows number 11.
Wiggled his way through that very difficult line from 10 to 11.
Just the double to come.
So he hasn't gone. He can still so easily go on a horse that's not jumping too low. He did it.
Well inside the time, but 15 penalty points, a total of 104.55. That's sufficient to give him the lead, but Andrew Scott from New Zealand to come. Now the final competitor, Andrew Scott on T from New Zealand, about to begin his round, chasing 104.55. The score for Ian Stark of Scotland. Can he match it? We're about to find out. He's over the first, no trouble with that one. Coming around now to the jump at the square oxer at 2, and clears that one safely now, wheeling around towards the upright, the third obstacle.
Andrew's got his work cut out here. This is probably the worst position of all to be in the lead, with still about 12 very knocked down fences in front of you. It really is a day that you'd rather not live when you're in the lead, because so easily it can just vanish. This horse is only 8 years old. He's a New Zealand thoroughbred. Andrew's bought him on himself. Resisted a few tempting offers to sell him last year, and how right he was, because he went really well yesterday. Being in England, Andrews had the benefit of a couple of years' experience riding all sorts of different event horses over there. He's come back to run his own establishment in New Zealand, and he looks very much as if he's going to make up the 4th member of a very strong Kiwi team in the World Games next year in Sweden.
Just 1/10 of a point between Andrew and Ian Stark coming into this final phase of the competition.
That's right.
Ian Stark now with a total of 104.55 penalty points, the leader, only just though ahead of Sally Thompson from Queensland. Andrew Scott looking very comfortable. Oh, one rail down.
He's a grade B jumper, this horse, but that doesn't mean all that much at the end of the speed endurance day. Horses don't jump as well as when they come out to showjumping competition fresh.
Double rail down there, that's 2.
Now, time penalty may decide.
And time penalties as well, so it's going to be quite a close go here. Quite a close go. Judges tallying the points, and we'll have the final results when we return. Up in Foxy 5 from Scotland have won the Melbourne International 3-day horse trials, 104.55 points, less than half a point clear of Andrew Scott from New Zealand, although the New Zealanders have taken the Trans-Tasman Cup. Sally Thompson from Queensland finished in third place. What a performance, and Queensland take the state team's prize. Andrew Hoy finished officially fourth, and Heath Ryan in fifth position. Well done, and the trophy well earned to be presented by Count Landsberg Wieland, the Vice President of the International Equestrian Federation. Well, Ian, the margins I don't think come much closer in any international competition.
I don't think I shall ever be so lucky again to win a 3-day event with 3 show jumps down. I feel very sorry for Andrew. I think it would have been very nice if we could have been first equal, but I was very lucky.
It's been a pretty gruelling competition all up, hasn't it?
It has. It's been a tough competition, but it's all gone very well. The cross-country course, although it was tough, was very fair and jumped well. And the conditions have stayed quite good. I have to say it's a bit more like Scotland, this weather, than Australia, so I'm quite home from home for me.
It was worthwhile making the long trip.
It certainly was. Very worthwhile.
Ian Stark and Foxy 5, winners of the individual competition in the Melbourne International 3-day event, and I hope that you've enjoyed our coverage on the Australian Television Network.
This week, hundreds of homes across